All right, welcome back. So you think I'm just the guy who sits there and starts shouting and yelling and waving my hand, stop the steal, stop the steal, and I'm like a one-trick pony or something, okay? First of all, I got no tricks, all right? And ponies are like young and spry and stuff. I'm not that either, all right? But here's the important part. I come from a school of thought that if you can't be open-minded, if you can't acknowledge the fact that if you think you know everything, you know nothing. If you can't acknowledge that, then you don't belong watching my show. You belong out there in some cuckoo home because there's always something to learn, and no matter how diverse your opinions and ideas are from someone else, the yield of a conversation that's thoughtful can enlighten you in ways where you can come away with it saying, all right, I still don't agree with him, but that perspective makes me think about this a little differently, okay? So, Cenk Uygaur, okay, and you see the progressives are going wild now. They're crushing Joe Biden. They're saying that he's going with all these corporate lobbyists and there's a revolt. They have almost a third of all the people in Congress, so there's a very good chance that they may overthrow Nancy Pelosi. She may not even be the Speaker of the House anymore, but we'll see on that, okay? But I spoke to Cenk Uygaur, and not to be a liar, I started my conversation by laying out my position to him quite clearly. From the Young Turks. Cenk, thanks for joining us on Liquid Lunch. I appreciate you coming down and giving us a few minutes. As I told you during the break, I basically agree with nothing that you said. I basically agree with nothing that you say. So I think I laid it out pretty good, okay? And then Cenk went on, and he was a great sport about it, but he went on to start talking about how this is a year ago now, that he had no respect at all for Joe Biden. Why? Because he was the establishment. Watch this.
Found the Justice Democrats that found AOC and helped her run, helped her win. And their number one rule there is, no matter what you agree or disagree with, is you got to be clean. No corporate PAC money. You actually represent your voters and not your damn donors.
You know what? He found AOC, and he's saying they want them clean and they don't want corporate donors. They don't always stick to that, okay? But just so you know where we're coming from, this is the guy who found AOC, okay? So that's where he stands in that party. Here's what he said about Joe Biden. On your show sometimes, I get a little crazy on my show, but how bad is the discourse out there right now in the regular media?
Well, it's pretty bad, and it's bad on a couple of counts. Look, I love having conversation with everybody, and God bless America, right? And that's what it's supposed to be about. And I like tequila. Maybe we can get to that later. So, look, there's two different problems. One is the establishment, and that's a problem that the right wing and the left wing face. So the mainstream media loves the status quo because they're all incredibly wealthy. And they all got there through this system. So they love Joe Biden because I call him status quo Joe, because he won't change it.
So status quo Joe is what Cenk Uygaur, okay, this guy is the leader of the progressive left. He brought AOC and the squad into existence, basically. And he says, I don't want anything to do with Joe Biden. He's status quo Joe. He's the establishment. He's the same type of stuff. And then he and I got into the whole establishment and how Bernie got screwed last time. And I think the Bernieites are going to be getting more pissed off now. Take a look at this.
You've got to speak the same language. The language is of facts, reason, and logic. And unfortunately, in my opinion, the establishment has its own alternative facts where never changing anything is wonderful. That's why they're against Trump, but that's also why they're against Bernie Sanders, and soon they'll turn on Elizabeth Warren as well. But when it comes to the right wing, I'm sorry guys, but you all make up a lot of things that aren't remotely true.
Me?
No, I don't know about you, John. I haven't followed all the way.
I didn't do anything over. Don't call me that, Cenk. You talking to me, pal? You talking to me? You talking to me? But no, he was cool about it. But we both agreed on one thing, and this is a year ago, the direction Fox News was heading. Check this out. I'm seeing a shift even in Fox News. It seems to me that, since Rupert Murdoch handed over the reins to his two sons, they hired Donna Brazile, Shepard Smith's going way left. So I think Fox is actually coming a little more to the mainstream establishment too. What do you think about Fox?
Well, look, I think Fox has been a cancer for a long time. And look, the other day we were talking about how they hired as their security expert Mark Furman, who is famous for being viciously racist. I mean, that's literally what he's known for. So when you do that, you're planting your flag and saying, I'm for the bad guys.
And what about one of the champions of the left, Reverend Al Sharpton? Al Sharpton a racist?
I think Al Sharpton has done questionable things.
Well, man,
yeah. I thought,
because MSNBC wheels him out there for his own show.
No, I wouldn't go as far as calling Al racist, and I think he's also done some really positive things. But look, I grew up in the tri-state area. I remember the Tawana Brawley scandal, and I remember him going in and really agitating against some Jewish store owners. So I got a long memory on that.
Yeah,
okay. But Al's also done some positive things in his life.
I was the 2009 National Action Network Entrepreneur of the Year.
Oh, is that right?
And I was honored at the temple, at his church there in Harlem. And I was running for office at the time, and all I had to do was make a $20,000 donation to the National Action Network, and then you become the man of the year.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that's how it works.
Yeah, Cenk was not really that surprised that for 20 grand I got Al Sharpton's endorsement. But finally, we agreed on one thing, that this whole government establishment is after one thing. Okay. Well, what Cenk went on to say is that 96% of the people in this country believe the number one issue in the country is corruption. And when you talk about corruption, we're in the middle of it right now. We broke it all down today. Share this stream a little later. Tell your friends. If you're sharing it, put a little message. You got to watch this. Try to get it out there. That chart is new information. It's breaking news. It's breaking evidence. It shows clearly the voter irregularities in Michigan. I got more stuff coming in. I'm going to share it with you as soon as I get it. If you could, tell a friend. Tell them about Stop the Steal. And stay tuned every single day. We'll be back here tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. More Stop the Steal.